What is this place? It's amazing.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayumas pasen lapti non gotu. Kipuna na bonsha.
And so at last, you have come.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayumas pasen lapti non gotu.
You have risked much to come here, my former pupil. You have survived the trials on the residential level, you have traversed the Korriban wastes, and you have discovered this ancient temple, this temple of shadow. You were always strong in both body and spirit. It is why I chose you as my Padawan learner. Even in the moment I first met you, I could recognize the potential soaring within what was then merely a child I then chose to rescue from what would have been a fleeting life of insignificance on the streets of Sliheyron. It was in your potential to become my protege, to become the greatest of Jedi, yet you became what stands before me, a shell.
Shachika don mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka wanakuna best chinga pala multonki.
They say fate often works in mysterious ways. I survived Terrace because I was meant to survive, because it was intended that I wake amongst the rubble born anew, a changed man. As you have become a slave to a master, equally are you a master to a slave. The Arcanian, what worth do you find in him? I merely see a man, ruled by passion, yet afraid to embrace it.
Better than a crazed Jedi. Better than a murdering Jedi.
I once told someone that choice cannot exist without consequence. If my actions serve to condemn me as a murderer, then so be it. It was necessary.
Kin kun shopeshwa bahmuli silima wanga kun bitkin.
I could no longer risk his interference, so for now I have removed him. He was an unexpected, unpredictable factor in our reunion.
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata bonanakachu. Yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun tong nabun shanuyang.
Matilda, it is the name I gave you that would always serve to remind you of what you once were and what you have since become. Yet now you are before me. I see that what was once the child on Sliheyron is now gone. In its stead is a creature that was spawned from the tragedy of the Mandalorian Wars.
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha chona si ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mule ra, hakugri katgota parabola.
If only you knew what I now know, would you so willingly have accepted those consequences? Do not act surprised. I know that Tilana's death made you question a great many things surrounding your role in the Mandalorian Wars. It is that part of you that manifested itself in the mining tunnels. It is the remnants of your forsaken identity.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
This identity, it had a name, didn't it? Can you remember? Do you even know? Yes, Shana May. It is the name of the one I found on Sliheron. It is the name of the one I raised, the name of the one I trained. It is the name of the one who betrayed me, who was corrupted and then sacrificed to become a tool of war.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
And I hold these answers. You know this. It is why you have come here. Come with me, for only together can we reclaim the identity that was sacrificed. I can give you back your purpose, your life.
Watawama muliri kin kun shopeshwa no bamule raji. Jone yuturi yanchi either bola unchi chinek bahmulir selima wanga kun bikin.
Unfortunate, yet it is the response I expected. I hold the answers to your questions, yet as before you react with aggression. This matters not. I am more than willing to cleanse your mind of this and all other weakness through the fires of combat. You may fight using unfamiliar Sith techniques, but at its most basic of forms, your combat style is still Ichani. You cannot defeat me. You are stronger than I had anticipated, but not strong enough. You will fall. It is inevitable.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokarpata.
The end? This is merely the beginning.
Selima wanga kun bikin.
The beginning of my revenge. Like you, I too am guilty of sacrifice. I am no longer the Jedi Master I once was. I will be born anew as a greater being, a being of power. What do you expect to find here? Forgiveness? You allowed the Mandalorian Wars to consume you, and as I warned, it changed you forever. You are nothing to me now.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
There was once power here, ancient and timeless. It was born from the betrayals of old. That power was contained within an artifact. An artifact which was stolen from its resting place, and then in consequence of your master's actions destroyed. Yet the power contained within survived and was scattered. This place, it is more than a mere temple. It harbors a focal point for the power, a point in which its scattered remnants can be concentrated and then fused together. The process of reunification is complicated and time-consuming, yet as you can see, it has now reached a point where the power was able to once again take form and help me in my time of need. Do not perceive these beings as individuals, as any concept of identity was lost to them a millennia ago. They have no will, no ambition, and no emotion. They each serve merely as slaves to the dominant will.
Ni bajoni yo la wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
The ancient, timeless power. It was itself personified in the form of a single being. It is said he was once a leader, and that all who followed him as he wrought the ancient betrayals which condemned him shared his fate. But now, thanks to you and your master, both will be reborn. Akira Khan's sin and the Brotherhood of Shadow will rise again.
Kin kun chopeshwa bahmulir selima wanga kun bikin.
You are still within the Temple of Shadow, an ancient structure from an age ago that was built to house what remained of the Brotherhood of Shadow. This is the temple's main chamber, where the focal point for the Brotherhood of Shadow's scattered power is situated.
Kipuna, bonana kichu.
I have restrained you using the Force. I assure you, Shaname, it will be for your own good.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokarpata.
Calm yourself, Shaname. They are safe, they are secure.
Kipuna, bonana kichu.
Search your feelings, Shaname, and you will realize that I have no reason to deceive you. I speak only truth. And truth, it seems, may be the only thing left of significance in what was once a promising life. You could have become so much. Yet you became so little. You have no individuality, you have no identity, and any indication you have of free will is an illusion. Tell me, in your own words, what is your purpose?
Randi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha Waga Shichi.
Was it your own choice to become this tool of war? Was it your own choice to follow Revan to the Mandalorian Wars and beyond? To forsake and sacrifice everything of significance in your life, including your very identity?
Kakin cha na guat na bon kon. Wanakumbes chi pala mulek tonki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun chun ke nemolek rabest. Wufmala nibokurk.
But was it fate? Was it your own choice? No, you did not choose. You were chosen. It was all a manipulation which thrust you towards war, a manipulation which provoked your betrayal, and a manipulation that compelled you to sacrifice everything for a cause that wasn't even your own. And always, always behind those manipulations was Revan.
Ni bajoni yo la wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
Tell me, are you familiar with force bonding? It was not a concept we had covered in great depth, as I preferred to keep my tutelage focused on the arts of combat.
Tanga boksha nagnong kin kun shin kin ni kin kun na bule mule raji kun shuni yun ni jiji aldwana kava volpa muli kumana.
Yes, that is what has been accepted within the Jedi Order as the links in which Force sensitives can communicate with one another through the Force. Feelings and imagery, nothing more. But what if I told you that the communication of feelings and imagery is but the beginning of what can be achieved using Force bonding? What if I told you that through Force bonding, an individual can inspire a mindless devotion within the mind of another? And what if I told you that all of this can be achieved passively without the subject even realizing they are being manipulated? Did you never wonder why so many Jedi chose to follow Revan into darkness? Revan used what was possible with Force bonding as a means to inspire loyalty in those Jedi. A loyalty towards battle, a loyalty towards the dark side.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokarpata.
Some of the Jedi needed to be significantly manipulated, whilst others needed just a gentle push. It did not matter to Revan. The art of manipulation had already been mastered over the course of the Mandalorian Wars.
Bona na kachu, kicha badwang, wanga kum kiba bu mulera, kakin chak nawagawa bakon, donk kiba nukunek, tanga boksha nagnong.
Understand that to use force bonding to manipulate others is no easy task, even for one as powerful as Revan. To master, it requires a great commitment of time, patience, and a willing subject.
Selima wanga kun bikin.
Yes, you were the first, and arguably the greatest of Revan's manipulations. Over the course of the Mandalorian Wars, the force bond Revan created between you allowed him to determine the lengths in which this form of bonding could be used as a tool of manipulation. Whatever its limitations, whatever its strengths, whatever its weaknesses, you suffered from all. And ultimately, it was this bond that transformed you from what was once my Padawan into a being so fanatically obsessed with adhering to Revan's will that everything else, even your very identity, was seen as insignificant and thus subconsciously discarded.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka. Wana kuna best chinga pala multonki. Ni bajoni yo la wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
The force bond that Revan created between you, it became itself so central to your life that you became completely dependent on its continued existence to retain stability. And when Revan was incapacitated and the bond was suddenly broken, the shock of its loss was a horror beyond your ability to withstand. You could not grasp the concept of existing again as an individual, and so you lost consciousness. In truth, it should have killed you.
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha, chona si ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mule ra, hakugri katgota parabola.
You were a test subject, and those were merely some of its consequences. Revan used what had been learned from your manipulation to help shape what became the Sith Empire.
Shagji kina lorcha watamwana, kin kun shishikin, nikin kun ban mulara jikun, wama kun best, ching pala mule, tune rana nuprata, donko searcha domatama?
Betrayal is the way of the Sith. In you, Revan had found a servant who would always be loyal.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka. Wana kuna best chinga pala multonki.
Yes, and it was that manipulation which, during the finality of the Mandalorian Wars, pushed you over the edge and past the point of no return.
Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka. Wana kuna best chinga pala multonki.
Do you remember, Shauna May? The field of battle, the screams, the explosions, the death. Do you remember the Battle of Malachor V?
Tanga boksha nagnong, kin kun shin kin, nikin kun na bule mule raji kun, chuni yun ni jiji aldwana, kava volpa muli kumana, bona na kachu, kicha badwang, wanga kum kiba bu mule ra, kakin chak nawagawa bakon, donk kiba nukunek, tanga boksha nagnong, hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha, chona si ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mule ra, hakugri katgota parabola, genchopa chawi tichok twiz yun kun, watuyama kama wuna henak nek, bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa, dong abuk shami nonok. Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon, wanakumbes, chi pala mulek, tonki pa nagnonek, tu nikton chun chun ke nemolek rabest, Wufmala nibokurk. Bona na kachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kum kiba bu mulera. Kakin chak nawagawa bakon. Donk kiba nukunek. Tonga boksha nagnong. Kakin cha na kwat na bonkon. Wanakumbes. Chi pala mulek. Tonki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun chun ke nemolek rabest. Wufmala nibokurk. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi. Kavadumpa kapaliamo na pata, bona nakachu. Yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun, tong na bun shanuyang. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi.
The dark side is strong in this place. I can feel its power.
Tangabun shan nang. Wanga kun beast kin ba mularag. Choni yun tun jiji either dwana. Kava vulpa mulji gumana. Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokarpata. Kakincha na kwat na bonkon. Wanakumbes chi pala mulek tonki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest. Ufmala nibokurk. Tanga boksha nagnong kin kun shin kin nikin kun na bule mule raji kun chuni yun ni jiji aldwana kava volpa muli kumana. Tanga bushan nong Wanga kun biskin ba mulara choni yun tun jiji either dwana kava volpa mulji gumana. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny ku yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi. Kakin cha na kwat na bonkon wanakumbes chi pala mulek tonki pa nagnonek tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest ufmala nibokurk. China pala mule tonki ba non tontek dunni chachon kun ne mule rabest. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny ku Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi. Mucho shakapaka, yi ki kun no ba muladra ki chichon.
Children of the Mandalore, this is our greatest of hours, the moment where we at last break free from the chains that have long shackled us to the defeat of the great Sith War. Hail the glorious dead. It is their sacrifice that has allowed us to move forward and meet this destiny. Each and every Mandalorian, from the Mandalore himself to the newest of recruits, is each blessed with a duty to preserve the honor of our culture through the embrace of the Mandalorian way. War is our way. We Mandalorians recognize that as we fight on the field of battle, we fight because it is in our nature to fight, to conquer through crusade. War is our way. We Mandalorians recognize that retreat, negotiation, and surrender are words of no meaning. There is either victory or there is death. War is our way. We Mandalorians recognize that on the battlefield, where our enemies see only horror, we see pleasure. Where our enemies see only torment, we see joy. And where our enemies see only slaughter, we Mandalorians see purpose. Because it is in war that one is granted purpose. It is in war that one finds definition. Here at Malachor V, we Neo-Crusaders will find that definition. It is our destiny.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokarpata. kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wana kumbes, chi pala mulek, tonki pa na nonek, tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest, uf mala nibo kurk.
What?
Rundi I Chawa Tombola Johnny.
Sure. Sure.
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha, tonasi, ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mule ra, hakugri katkota la parabola, rundi I chawa tongbola joni ku, yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi.
I am under no delusions, my children. I understand how crucial a situation we are in. The Republic has pushed us from Onderon, from Althir, from Duxon. These are worlds we captured at the cost of countless Mandalorian lives. Our sacrifices are many, our victories now few, but our resolve has never been greater. We can defeat the Republic here, we can begin to reclaim the ground that they have taken from us. But only if you continue to embrace the Mandalorian way and commit yourselves completely to war. Seek honor through battle and bring boundless glory to the Mandalorian peoples. War.
Kakin cha na kwat na pon kon, wanakumbes chi pala mulek tonki pa nagnonek, tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest, wufmala nibokurk. Mucho shakapaka, ye ki kon no ba muladra ki chichon. Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha jonasi ichua byongbo joni. Minamambato mule ra, hakugri katkoda la parabola. Randi ichawa tongbola joni ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi.
Warriors, you continue to fight our enemies with every ounce of strength that remains in your bodies. There is a great honor in your struggle and in your sacrifice. I commend you for your efforts, for there is no greater death than one found on the field of battle. As warriors, this is a duty you must confront, the fate you must accept, and I, Mandalore, leader of the Mandalorians, have a duty that I too must confront, a fate that I too must accept. The Jedi have infiltrated our line and boarded my ship in an effort to terminate my command. This was an unforeseen and unpredictable move, and one that marks the arrival of an equally unpredictable Jedi to this battlefield. The Jedi you know and fear as Revan has taken command of the Republic's forces here. I once dismissed Revan as merely another pacifistic Jedi who did not understand the truth of war. In this arrogance, I refuse to understand the truth of my own. Revan is a charismatic leader, a renowned technician, and an expert strategist. To underestimate this Jedi was our failing. It was my failing. But it is not a failing that I will repeat this day. I will meet this foe in a single combat and fight Revan on the field of battle. I will be prepared. I will be victorious. Now, as I depart to face the fate that lay before me, I ask of you, warriors, my children, that you remain loyal to the end, to your purpose, and to your leader. In turn, I will remain loyal to you, as I always have. Revel in your time, my children. Serve the Mandalorians, and they in turn will serve you.
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha, chonasi, ichua byongbo joni, minamamato mule ra, hakugri katkoda parabola, rundi ichawa tongbola joni ku, yumawama nibo lora weisha waga shichi. Muchashakapaka, yi ki kun no ba muladra ki chichon. Kavadumpa kapaliamo napata, bonanakachu. Yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun tong na bun sha nuyang kipuna na bon sha kavadumpa kupaliaya moka pata ni bajoni yo la wish dopayuma pasen lapti nongutu tanga boksha nagnong kin kun shin kin ni kin kun na bule mule raji kun chuni yun ni jiji aldwana Kava volpa muli kumana, rundi ichawa tongbola joni ku, yumawama nibo lora weisha waga shichi. Hachu apanki, tanga boksha nagnong, dopayuma pasen lapti nongutu. Rundi ichawa tongbola joni ku, Yumawama nibo lora weisha waga shichi.
For Mandalore! For Mandalore! For Mandalore! Magnificent, isn't it? This is warfare in its most purest of forms, a battle fought by warriors whose hatred for one another has cleansed their minds of lesser passions and focused all their energies towards a single undeniable urge, the urge to destroy each other. There is much honor to be found in such a battle, and to a Mandalorian, honor is what drives us. Honor is what feeds our existence with purpose and meaning. To a Mandalorian, honor is and always has been everything. Welcome to the Battle of Malachor V, Revan. We meet at last. Mandalorians, the Republic, both are civilizations fighting over territory, resources, and ideologies. We are creatures bound by our own desire to expand our sphere of influence beyond the sanctuary of our own borders. It is in this desire to force our truths upon the peoples of the galaxy that our war was born from. War is the ultimate test for any civilization, for in it one finds definition. Revan, you of all people know this to be truth. In this war you sought purpose, you sought definition, and through your methods, through the millions you have sacrificed in your pursuit of victory, you found that definition. You, Revan, you are a Mandalorian in all but name. Revan, you have brought great honor to yourself and to your once spineless republic. We are enemies, but at heart we are both warriors. And as a warrior, I have come to respect you for the strength you have shown through your actions on the battlefield. It is why I now extend my hand to you in friendship. At heart, you are of the Mandalore. You crave battle, and our way grants you purpose. It satisfies a hunger that not the Republic nor even the Jedi could satisfy. We embrace your desire for war and see it for what it truly is, strength. Think of the feats we could accomplish together, Revan. With I as Mandalore, leader of the Mandalorians, and you, Revan, my chief strategist, we could lead the galaxy into a new age of prosperity and triumph. A galaxy fueled by the might of the Mandalorian war machine, bringing a period of strength and expansion like no other. Revan, we can shape a new Mandalorian golden age. What say you? Will you renounce your loyalties to the Republic and to the Jedi? Will you begin anew, a greater being? Will you join me? Then you will die here, and all that you fought to defend, to reclaim, will be destroyed. There will be a Mandalorian Golden Age, Revan, an age fueled by conquest and defined through war. It will be a haven for warriors, the one place where our cravings for battle will forever be satisfied. The judgment is decided. Our battle will mark the end of one age and the beginning of another. Long have I sought to test my skills against you, Revan. Rejoice. Ours will be a glorious combat. Prepare yourself. A glorious combat, Revan. I yield before your power. You are the superior warrior. I may be defeated, but as long as a single Mandalorian lives, as long as a new Mandalore is chosen, we will survive. Do not think to hide your true nature from me, Revan. I see the truth within you. I see it within your combat, within the tactics you employ on the battlefield, and within the countless lives, both Mandalorian and of your own Republic, that will be lost this day to further your own agenda. You do not fight to save the Republic, nor to defend its people. You are like Ulic Queldroma, like Exar Kun. Within you I see the teachings of the Sith. Your soldiers, your allies, the Mandalorians, they were all used by you as tools and then discarded. Each battle, each victory, it was never about the joy of battle, the urge to destroy us, or achieving honor through conflict. Terris, Duxan, Elthir, and now Malachor, in each of these massacres committed against my people, committed against your own people, always was your objective the same. You sought to bring the men and women who followed you to war under your influence, to control them, to use them, all of them, to fulfill your own agenda. Then, Revan, I ask of you, from one warrior to another, what remains for my role in this war?
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha, jonasi, ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mulera, hakugri katgota la parabola, kakin cha na kwat na bon kon, wanakumbes, chi pala mulek, tonki pa nagnonek, tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest, ufmala nibo kurk, randi I chawa tongbola joni ku, yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi. Tanga boksha nagnong, kin kun shin kin, nikin kun na bule mule raji kun, chuni yun ni jiji aldwana, kava volpa muli kumana, bona na kachu, kicha badwang, wanga kum kiba bu mule ra, kakin chak ngawa gawa bakon, donk kiba nukunek, tanga boksha nagnong, Genchopa chawi tichok twiz yun kun, watuyama kama wona henak nek, bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa, dong abuk shami nonok. Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha, jonasi, ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mulera, hakugri katgota la parabola. genchopa chawi tikchok twis yun kun. Watu yama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami nonok. Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wana kumbes chi pala mulek. Tong ki pa na nonek. Tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest. Uf mala ni bokurk. Bona na kachu. Kicha batwang. Wanga kum kiba bu mulera. Kakin chak nawa gawa bakon. Donk kiba nukunek. Tanga bok sha nak nong. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi.